Hey guys, Mr. Lawrence here. Just want to give you a quick overview of Diigo. I know there are a couple questions about how Diigo works, some of the basics like that, and just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So a couple things here real quick. So Diigo, if you go to diigo.com, it's going to take you to this website. Basically, the idea behind Diigo is it is a place for you to curate all your information from the web and put it in one location. So if you've ever come across a great website, you don't want to forget about it. It's a great way for you to bookmark it. Another thing that you can do, if there was an article you were reading or if there was a certain part of a web page that you wanted to highlight and not forget, you can do that and add it to Diigo. So it's really kind of a nice tool. It's great for students to, especially when they're researching, it's a great tool to have them add all their information into Diigo so they've got all their content in one location when they're doing research. They can pull up that information as they're searching. So a couple things with Diigo that you need to sign in and create an account. What I recommend is not to sign up for Diigo, but rather sign in. Earlier in the class, you had to send me your Google login. And one of the great things when you click on sign in, there's a little button right here that says the G right here for Google. So if you click on that, the really nice thing is you can just automatically log in with your Google account. So here's my Google. As soon as I log in with my Google account, it's going to automatically log me into Diigo, which is great. Now, once you get into Diigo, there's a couple things to be aware of. Your library, right here, my library, that's where all your content is going to go. So anything you bookmark, anything that you highlight, is going to be added into this center section here. So to add things, there's two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the first way and then show you another way. To add information, you're going to click on Add, and then you can add a bookmark, PDF, image, whatever it may be. So I'm going to select on Bookmark. And then I can paste in the URL. In this case, I'm just going to type it in. So google.com/edu. I'm going to hit Next. If it's pretty smart, it will pull the title from there. Sometimes it's not the best. For example, this one didn't pull it, so I'm just going to call it Google Education. If I wanted to give it a description, I can. I'll just copy that, Google Education. It's not needed, so don't worry about that. I do recommend that you keep everything public, so if people want to follow you, they can see what you're bookmarking. The next thing that you want to do is tag it, so add words that might be useful in the future when you're trying to search down it. So it could be Google, could be a word. Another one that I could have is edtech. And all I'm doing is hitting spaces and it's going to pull those words. One of the cool things is it pulls words for you. So if it sees some people have tagged it or it sees words in there, it's going to pull those recommended tags. Once again, these are just descriptors for you later in the future where you can search down those words. Another one, so I just may do, we'll just call it tech. Okay. When I'm done, I'm just going to click on Add New Bookmark, and it's going to automatically add it to my sheet here. Now, a couple things to be aware of. There are my tags right there. These are the ones that I typed. So if I ever click on Google, this tag here, it's going to show me anything that I've tagged with Google. So once again, it's kind of a word to describe, and it's going to group all those objects together. Just click on My Library at the top, and it's going to take me back. If you want to get rid of it, just hit the trash can. It will delete that from your list. Notice over here on my left-hand side, you see all my tags also. One other thing that you can do is create lists. So once again, I could group all my recipes in one section. Even though I'm tagging them, I could tag it recipe, I can tag it, vegan, fruit, whatever it may be, but I can add a list over here, create a list, and then put all my recipes in one list. But then as I go in there, I can take a look at specifically kind of the tags that I'm wanting to look at. So for example, Google Tools, and as I go in there, there are my tags, so I could be even more specific. So I clicked on Google Tools, but I'm really looking for teacher tools, and it's going to show me teacher tools there. To create a list, all I have to do is click on the plus list button there, and then you can give it a name. So I can call it, free tech for teachers. And I'm going to hit create. And it's going to automatically add to that list. So whenever I add a bookmark in the future, I can automatically add it to that list. You're going to need to bookmark at least 50 websites, so be sure that you start working on this. It's due in 7 weeks, so you've got some time, but definitely don't get behind. And so as we learn new resources in this class, make sure you're bookmarking them. The last thing I want to share is a really cool feature, which is the bookmarklet. Now to do that, up in the top right hand corner, there's a little guy up here It's just kind of a gray guy. If I hover my mouse over that, there's a button that says Tools. When I click on Tools, there's a section right here called Bookmarklets and then Diigolet. When I click on Diigolet, it's going to take me to a page and it's going to show me how to add. The first thing you need to be able to be aware of is that your bookmark and favorites need to be showing. So depending on the browser, you want to make sure it's showing. So for example, I'm in Safari on my Mac, so I will just need to go to View, Show Favorites bar. In Chrome, you need to go to Preferences and select on Show Bookmarks bar. Same with Internet Explorer. So you can have all your bookmarks showing here. And then very simple, it says show it. If it's not showing, it tells you how to get to it. And then it says drag this button to your toolbar. So I'm going to drag it up into my toolbar. Now, notice as I drag up here, there's not a plus button, but when I get down here, there's a plus button letting me know when as soon as I let go, it's going to add it to my toolbar. And there it is, Diigolet. And I'm just going to hit enter to make sure it saves. So here's how this works. So if I go to google.com/edu/classroom, and it pulls up this website on Google Classroom, and I'm looking here, I'm like, this is fantastic. I want to bookmark this to Diigo. All I have to do is click on Diigolet, and it automatically loads this little bar here, and I want to bookmark it, so I'm going to click on bookmark, and then it automatically pulls the URL, gives the title. Once again, I'm going to uncheck private because I don't want it hiding there. And then I can give it a description, or I'm going to add tags. So once again, it's pretty smart. So I could just hit Google, Google Apps, Education, and I'm going to do free on there. And if I want to add it to a list, there's my list right there, and I want it to go to Google Tools. And when I'm done, I'm going to hit Save Bookmark, and it goes away. And what that means is it's actually bookmarking it. So if I close my classroom, and go to my library in Diigo, if you'll notice right at the top, Introducing Classroom for Google Apps for Education. There's my link I just added, and there are my tags. And if you notice, it says in list, it's in my Google Tools list. So once again, for your assignment, you are going to need to bookmark at least 50 websites in Diigo, and then you need to have at least 5 lists. I will say those lists are of your choice, but I would say definitely make it useful to you in your profession of education. If I see some personal things on there, if you're into cooking, that is fine, but definitely make sure there's some education based on here. This is a great tool for you as an educator, and if you can start building lists for free tools or interactive tools or social studies, or if it's a particular unit, it's great to add those lists so you have all this information in one location. Then no matter where you go, as long as you've got your computer and you go to diigo.com and log in, you'll have access to all your tools.